Andrew, Venom Lures Pro Staffer here. You may also know me from my fishing tooling videos, where I share a lot of videos about fishing and other mechanical activities. Today I'm going to talk to you about some product highlights for Venom Lures. So first I'd like to start off with my rod and reel setup. For most of the fishing I like to do, which is the toothy critters, the walleye and the saugeye, I usually like to use a medium action rod. The reason for that is I like to feel that lighter bite of those toothy critters. And then for bass fishing, I usually use a medium heavy action rod. As you would imagine, as I'm pulling jigs through brush and lily pads and things like that, no matter what rod and reel setup I use, I like to use Venom Lures Premium Slik Braid. The reason for that is because I usually favor a bait caster. For the bait caster, it's a very smooth cast with this line. The other benefit here is I used to use fluorocarbon, and I would have to change my line every 2 to 3 months. With the Venom Lures Premium Slik Braid, I'm changing my line once every couple years. So whether I'm using a spinning reel or a bait caster, I've got my Venom Lures Premium Slik Braid. For the Bass Jigs, I hook the lure directly to the braided line, whereas for some of the other fishing that I do, I have a fluorocarbon leader. So pair whatever fluorocarbon leader you want with that Premium Slik Braid and you're gonna have a great setup. Okay, first product I'd like to go through with you is their lineup of brush jigs. They've got an excellent lineup of different types of brush jigs. What I usually throw is a setup like this, and I put a crawl on it, some kind of a creature bait or a craw tail. You may want to put a swim bait. You could use their donkey snatcher swim bait on the end of this. So what I like to do is I like to throw this into either coverage with lily pads or brush or whatever, and just kind of bounce it on that, and bass go crazy for this. So here's some videos of me using this in action. Okay, so what I'm doing today with these bass is I'm jigging a skirted jig with the craw tail. Just kind of ticking it on the bottom. There we go. All right, got another nice one there, 13-incher again. Just working it along the rocks, same thing. Slow jig, just feeling that thing tick the rocks. The other nice thing about this is it's weed guard. For those of you that bass fish a lot, you know that you're throwing into a lot of coverage and you don't want to get snagged easy. I almost never get snagged with this setup. You're just bumping that thing through all that brush and it just drives those bass crazy. Okay, the other weedless setup that I'm a big fan of is the DK rig. So the DK rig, or DK head, is a Ned rig with a jig head on it. This has opened up a ton of options for us. So you can put this on just about any plastic bait that you want. I've got an example here. It's kind of a twisted tail swim bait. So I've rigged it up just like I would a Ned rig and made it weedless, and then it's got the jig head on it. So I get that nice jig action that I do with some of my other weighted swim baits and things like that. This is really great. You can pair this DK head up, like I said, with just about any plastic bait out there. Of course, Venom Lures has some pretty good plastic options as well. So when you're on there looking for these DK rigs, give these a look. Fish on. Fish on. Oh yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah! Alright. Venom Lures DK head. Right there. Man, that's a nice one. Nice one. Okay, next product I would like to go through with you is the Vibramax blade bait. This is what I call my searching bait. So there's a lot of different size options, a lot of different color options. and there's a lot of different adjustments or holes to use depending on what type of action you're looking for. I favor the middle or front hole on these to get more of a vertical jig, and I use the back hole for more of a yo-yo retrieve. So my favorite is the yo-yo retrieve. Like I said, when I'm searching for fish, I'm covering a lot of ground. I throw this thing out there and then I let it fall, hit the bottom, rattle up. And as soon as it's getting ready to touch the bottom, I rattle it up. This has been very effective for me for finding fish. The other thing I use the blade baits for, a little bit heavier, is vertical jigging on lakes like Lake Erie for walleye. So dropping it down, hitting the bottom, yanking it up. So here's some videos with the Venom Lures blade bait in action. There we go. Just marked that one on the fish finder behind my boat and cast it back there and got her. There we go. Sounds like a good one. There we go, nice largemouth bass. Yep. All right, blade bait. All right, got a nice one there. Actually ended up switching to Venom Lures Vibramax blade bait, getting a little noise, probably a reaction strike. So on the board.
Yep, I got him. Blade again.
Blade.
Gonna be close. I think it should.
Okay, next product I want to go over with you is their hair jigs. So this is a very effective jig to use on Lake Erie vertical jigging for walleye. If any of you saw one of my later videos on my fishing tooling site, you would have saw this. I was vertical jigging their high dollar jig, which is a hair jig that comes in various sizes, has a stinger hook on the end. So here's some clips, check it out. That one up, Pat?
Oh, he's barely hooked. Oh.
Dude, it's a good one. Oh. It's got to close.
Oh yeah, that's a decent one. That's probably the biggest one yet.
Oh, dude.
Go. Take your time.
Bringing her up, bringing her up, bringing her up, bringing her up.
Nice one.
Fat.
Biggest one
Fat
yet.
Fat.
That's a nice one there.
Oh, it's hooked good too. All right, got a nice 22-incher there. Spite slowed down there late morning, and we're still throwing these hair jigs. We're knocking the heads on the bottom and lifting up. Moved to about 3 or 4 different spots and just catch a few here and there, and we're just gonna kind of keep going. So trying to fill the cooler up. All right, so in no way are Venom Lures products limited to what I showed you today. Go to their website and check it out. They've got all kinds of great tackle, whether it's terminal tackle, swim baits, fishing line, you name it. They've got all kinds of great products. So go to venomlures.com and check them out. And don't forget, get Venom, get bit.